Namaskar. Today we are going to look at a fundamental concept that what I considered as me and what I look at as the world around me, they are not independent of each other. One defines the other. So we can say that self defines the rest of the creation. Actually, it is nothing but a single principle, namely pure consciousness, which wishes to become many, and accordingly, it first splits into multiple parts. One of the parts is the observer, that is the limited self, that is, say, me, and the other parts are observed, that is the rest of the creation, which is all the others apart from me. The self and the others are relative to each other and not independent. To understand this, look at the picture that is appearing on the screen before you. The picture of a rectangle that is divided into two parts by a zigzag line. Now look at the point A in figure 1 on the left side, which likely gives a feel of a pinprick to the self. Now just change this pinprick, this kind of less than arithmetic sign, to an opening bracket as in figure 2. Now the pinprick disappears because what was earlier an angular projection has now become rounded, so it won't prick. From the self point of view, it can feel like a pinprick because of the single pointedness of the interface there. It can also be seen that the pinprick may be due to the receptacle of the self being as narrow as a point. So, if the self can make its receptacle broader or more rounded, the pin on the other side also changes into something else that is no longer prickly, as shown in figure 2. It can thus be seen that the self, by changing himself, will experience a different others. It is because of this that wise people say, change yourself, don't try to change the world. Namaskar. Hello, friends. I'm back for another session with you. You cannot experience everything in this life. One of the most important things to understand and appreciate is that every individual's life is different from every other's. Also, there is a tremendous variety in the creation. It is definitely not possible for a man to get all the experiences in one lifetime. So, it is necessary to understand this and tell ourselves that there are many lives in which to get the variety of experiences designed by the Creator for us. It is not necessary to get charged up by some desire or the other all the time, as if there is no other life and this is the only one. Even if this life were the only one, it is physically impossible to get all the possible experiences in this life. In that sense, life is a glass only partially filled. So it is wise to enjoy what is there in the glass rather than wishing for what it does not have, because it will never be completely filled with everything that can be imagined. The idea is to sample life, excuse me, rather than wanting to voraciously devour everything. Once we realize this fact, the intensity of the different desires and the constant mental agitation associated with them will come down. Then we will understand the wisdom in making the most of the life as it presents itself to us. It does not serve any purpose if our mind is all the time on something that is not present here and now, but rather on something that either has been, that is in the past, or should be, that is in the future. Everything belongs to its space and time. Recently, I visited an art gallery where an exhibition of the paintings of a renowned artist was put up. I was appreciating a nice painting which depicted an evening scenario by a riverside. Sky was pale blue with some black clouds at places. The setting sun was orange yellow. The river water was painted in greenish color with many green trees along the river banks. A muddy track was leading from the river, disappearing into the distance towards the village. Some men and women were shown walking along the track. An old man was sitting under a banyan tree on the river bank, quietly enjoying the evening. I went into a reverie while seeing this picture and witnessed a conversation between the various parts of the picture. The black cloud was saying, "There are so many nice and bright colored patches, and here I am in a depressing black. I like blue color of the sky." The sky said, "I am bearing this pale blue. Why couldn't I have a nice orange color like the sun?" The river said, "I am looking dirty green. I love wearing nice deep blue like an ocean. And why am I curly like a snake?" The track said, "Neither am I happy. I have to carry this dirty brown color. Why couldn't I be nice shining black tar road? Also, I would have liked to be broader." The sun said, "I like to be bright yellow, which is my color when I am at my powerful peak during the day. This orange color shows me as weak." A blank patch in the picture said, "All of you are at least having some color, but I am carrying no color at all, as if I am unimportant." Thus, all the different parts of the painting went on cribbing about their respective color or lack of it, as also about their shapes. All through this whining that was going on, the old man sitting under the banyan tree was silently listening. Then he pitched in. He said, "I think it is time I gave all of you some wise thoughts. You have been complaining about your actual color and shape, but the painting is created by the artist with a specific scenario that he wanted to depict. That scenario could be actualized only in the way he painted each of you. For example, how could the sun be bright yellow when the painting is an evening scene? Or how could the track be a wide tar road when it is a village scene? And you, a blank patch, do you realize that without you, it would be impossible to distinguish between different objects on the canvas?" Without you between the two trees, as also between leaves, they would become just one big green blob. So, why should you think you are unimportant? Each small and large area on the canvas, with its own specific contours and color combinations, therefore belongs precisely to its space the way it is, and thus makes the big picture that the artist wanted to paint. So none of you has any reason to feel bad about the way you are. At this moment, I suddenly awoke from my reverie and found the artist looking at me. He asked me if I liked the painting so much because I was standing there for quite some time. I told him the painting was indeed nice. However, what I didn't say was that his painting was instrumental in teaching me an important spiritual lesson. Everything belongs to its space and time in this magnificent creation. We will stop here. I'll see you the next time. Until then, bye.